Hello everyone, Tom Smith here, and today I want to discuss a certain item that has appeared in Blue Diamond films for the past 10 years, an item that has appeared in probably the most films of any one particular item, and that would be this jacket right here, the leather jacket. The history of the leather jacket is what this is going to be all about. And how I got it, what was the point of the original appearances in the movies, and all its various appearances throughout Blue Diamond's long history of 10 years. When I initially got it was on November 17th, 2007. It was Sean's first day of filming. It was right at the end of the day of filming. We were just getting stuff out of his car, and he had this jacket in his car, and it didn't fit him very well. So he was like, "Hey, Tom, you want to have this jacket?" I was like, "Sure, it's a really nice leather jacket." I took it. It looked a little bit different, as you can see in the footage from The Price of Loyalty. It doesn't look as beat up and weathered as it does now, but I wore it all the time. Unfortunately, my cat at one point kind of got a little bit of hold of it. That's why it has certain scratches. Not all of them, but certain ones are from my cat, unfortunately. That was the first and only time I ever left it out. But yeah, it got weathered a little bit. So I decided to create, with the jacket, one member of the Red Lynx organization in The Price of Loyalty would be kind of this, kind of a badass, and he'd be wearing this jacket. It would make him distinct. He'd kind of be pointed out, so it's this one guy. And we'd have him survive, too. That was another thing we decided. And then we'd have him reappear in the next film. But his appearance in the next film had a little more reasoning to it. At that time, I was starting to write the contingency plan. I was writing that movie, and I decided the assassin character I was going to play in that movie, the Rook, was going to wear this jacket. And in fact, it was supposed to be implied that it's the same character. That this guy was working for the Red Lynx organization, then actually ends up working for Dark Moon in a twist of fate sort of thing, considering he was fighting against Dark Moon. They obviously never found out about his involvement in that, and he just works for the highest bidder, kind of showing that his loyalties can go anywhere. It was kind of more of a wink and nod, though, not as serious, this is the same guy, more of a wink and nod, but in my head, he was the same guy. But that film got canceled, so we never did his appearance in the contingency plan, but he did still appear in Shadow Revenge, once again, getting away. And then it didn't appear for a little while. It wasn't in The Lost Scene, or The Lost Scene 2, or The Survivor, the Season 1. It finally got back in the series. George wears it in a part of the computer network. I actually brought back the jacket, since the contingency plan was a buried idea, so there was no reason not to wear the jacket. So we actually see George wearing it in the computer network, and that was its first appearance since Shadow Revenge. Then it came back again as a guard who actually gets killed, so he's not the same guy from the Bond movies. In The Lost Scene 3. I remember when I pulled it out, I was like, "Oh no, not the leather jacket guy again." It became such a funny joke, the leather jacket guy, as the great extra, even though I had also one as George. So leather jacket guy shows up again, gets killed, apparently, in The Lost Scene 3. By myself. I killed myself again. It's not the first time I've done that in my movies, shot myself. Then it didn't appear in the second season of The Survivor either. Let's see, and then it did come back in Reflection of the Soul, though, and this is supposed to be the same guy from the first two films. So now he's working for Sinclair. Walter Sinclair. because we see him, and we once again see him run away. I was continuing a joke, and believe me, if I had made Death is Forever a film, he would have shown up again and gotten away again. That was becoming a in-joke into the series. But we canceled Death is Forever, so that won't happen. But I wouldn't mind getting in some of the other Bond films that I'm helping out and filming something that we can insert, having this character appear in more Bond fan films. I'd love to do it. So if anyone's making a fan film and wants to have the jacket guy show up, I'm totally game for that. It becomes a good little joke into the series. After that, it started not getting used by 2015, I think. I think 2015 was when. Yeah, 2015 is when I got my newer leather jacket, this one, and started wearing it. So I've kind of retired this one, but I won't give it away. I'm keeping it. Like, it's become such a staple, and it might show up here and there in more Blue Diamond films just as a reference. It's kind of our A113. It doesn't show up in every film, unlike that one, which I kind of regret now. Looking back on it, I wish I had just started throwing it into every film somewhere, even if it's just hanging on a coat rack. But that may start as a Phase 3 thing. Just start throwing it in everywhere because it just represents from the first film. It's like one of the only things left from the first film that we still have. So I just want to keep it around for that. Its next appearance didn't appear in Voyage of the Undead, so that was all of its Phase 1 appearances. Phase 2, it didn't appear in The Real Business, but Sam finally is wearing it in The Survivor War's End. We actually brought it back and decided to have him wear this. So that was part of his costume, and he obviously picked it up somewhere between Season 2 and War's End, as his jacket. So that was really cool to have it in War's End. It didn't appear, and it appeared in some of the class projects. It didn't appear in the classy, the cool, and the casual. It didn't appear in that, but it did appear in One Good Deed. I happened to be wearing it that day, and then we needed an actor, so I had to jump in. So it ended up kind of accidentally ending up in that film. It's not intentional. Wasn't in The Pain of Regret. Wasn't in The Good, the Bad, and the Pizza. It was not in Striking. It was in a little PSA announcement thing we did. Once again, not really intentional. I just happened to be wearing it that day, where we're just talking about different superheroes, a superheroes debate. So I happened to be wearing it then. That's not exactly one of our official films, but I am wearing it in that. It appeared in the MU Film Production Club film, Not As It Seems. Once again, needed an actor. I happened to be wearing it. It was not an intentional appearance. Then it appears in Marshal Law, Comanche Joe. I needed to be wearing some kind of jacket, and we decided it worked well enough, so Comanche Joe was wearing it. And then after that, then I switched and got this other jacket. So it's not in What You Leave Behind, or Chess, or Hard Goodbyes, or Book by Its Cover, or any of my last films like Monopoly the Movie, Live Today. It's not in any of those. But it finally has made a reappearance again since Marshal Law. It's finally made a reappearance again in a post-credit scene in Marshal Law Insurrection, which, if you guys have watched that film, there is a scene in the end credits where we actually bring back Comanche Joe. This also marks the first time someone else is wearing the jacket besides me. David Peana had to take my spot since I was playing my character from the third Marshal Law movie. So I didn't want to make it too confusing having me in both roles. So we had to recast Comanche Joe, but I had to give him the old classic costume, so he actually wore this. And we actually filmed that only a few months ago, a couple months ago. It was in the beginning of February that we actually filmed that sequence. So it's nice bringing it back. It will make more appearances now because of my decision to make it an ongoing prop within the series, within the Blue Diamond series. So keep an eye out for it. A character maybe in the background might be wearing it, or it might be on a coat rack, as I've said, or lying on a table. Just keep your eyes peeled in future films, because this jacket will show up more often. It'll be kind of one of those little Easter eggs. So that has been its history through the first 2 phases, and the very beginning of Phase 3 for Blue Diamond. And look forward to more appearances by it. It still fits very nicely. I like it. It's a little banged up, it's a little weathered, but still like it. It's still a comfy coat. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled for Leather Jacket Guy. Because he could be back. And he won't die. But I am serious, if people wanted more of the James Bond movies, I don't mind making an appearance on other fan films. I can film something. And yeah, so take care everyone. Thank you for watching this little mini episode about the one surviving Never Die prop from Blue Diamond filmmakers. See you around, everybody.